Okay, we're ready to get started. If the board members can please make sure you have your microphones on. Go ahead, Bridget. Okay, good evening. The hour being 6:30 PM on Monday, September 23rd, 2024. I'd like to call to order the Village of Brookfield Board meeting. Would everyone please join me in a pledge of allegiance to the flag? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Bridget. Could we have a roll call, please?
Trustee Ketchmark?
Here.
Trustee Cote?
Here.
Trustee Hendricks?
Here.
Trustee Narematsu?
Here.
Trustee Gilhuli?
Here.
Trustee Kaluzny?
Here.
And President Garvey.
Here. Thank you, Bridget. We have one item under appointments and presentations. It's actually a proclamation that I'd like to read. And it's acknowledging and honoring the 120th anniversary of the establishment of Hitzman Funeral Home. They've been in Brookfield for 61 years, I believe, but 120 years. And we didn't want to let the occasion pass without honoring them. And it's very nice to see the family here tonight. So I'm going to read this. And then I'll ask if you guys want to come on up, and then we'll talk a little bit about, there's an event on Saturday at the funeral home. They're having a celebration there, so. And it's my great honor to read this. The Hitzman Funeral Home, as is going to be mentioned here, has served a lot of people. They've served my family extremely well. I said sometimes it's really nice to see you guys at the place other than your place of business, but every time we've had to come to your place, it's been a time of comfort, and I mean that from my heart, so thank you. So this is a proclamation acknowledging the 120th anniversary of the establishment of Hitzman Funeral Home. Whereas Hitzman Funeral Home is celebrating its 120th anniversary as a business in the Chicago area, and whereas 5 generations of the Hitzman family have operated the funeral home from its early days at the corner of 26th Street and Keeler Avenue in Chicago to its 61st years at the corner of 31st and Cleveland in Brookfield. And whereas since moving the funeral home to Brookfield in 1963, the Hitzman family have worked tirelessly to improve and expand the property to better serve families of Brookfield and neighboring communities. Whereas Charles T. Hitzman and Danielle A. Hitzman have been the owners of Hitzman Funeral Home since 2017 and have provided compassionate and personalized service for countless families. Where Charles T. Hitzman is an active member of many local organizations, including having served as the president of the Brookfield-LaGrange Park Lions Club and having been awarded, like his father and his grandfather before him, the prestigious Melvin Jones Fellowship Award by Lions International. And whereas the Hitzman Funeral Home has been designated as an Illinois Centennial Business by the Illinois State Historical Society and was named Business of the Year by the LaGrange Park Chamber of Commerce in 2021. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Brookfield, Cook County, Illinois, that they do hereby honor the Hitzman family and Hitzman Funeral Home with their highest commendation and thank them for the dedication, professionalism, and generosity they have shown to the village. Be it further proclaimed that the village clerk is hereby directed to cause this proclamation to be embossed with the village seal so that it can be presented to the Hitzman family as an expression of the village's appreciation for their service to the Village of Brookfield. And I'm honored to sign this now, and I'm going to ask our clerk, Bridget Weber, to sign it also, so. Is that the actual seal? Okay. Jeff, would you like to come up and say anything about your event on Saturday, or, I mean, I'll give you a copy of this, but would you like to have a moment to say something, or?
Thank you for the kind words and the overview of the history there. I wasn't expecting that to all come out. But this is my family, my wife Danielle, my kids Rachel and Joe, and my parents Todd and Sue. And thank you very much for the acknowledgement. I know it's coming. I know this Saturday is a busy day in town, but we wanted to have it in spring, but we're all worried about the cicada thing. So we chose the nice end date that in September here, which is pretty full already, but we're stop in after the duck race. Come by for some food and beverage. We're happy to host everyone. If you haven't seen any of the advertisements floating around, I do have a couple of pamphlets here. We are just kind of asking for light RSVP to help with planning of food and beverage. But it's just another way of giving back to the community, getting to know neighbors that we don't know yet. It's just, like Mike said, it's nice to actually sit down and talk to people, not while we're serving them. It's not typically not a good time, but now there's no pressure. Come out, have some fun. We do have a big time. It is a rain or shine event. Weather's not looking so great for Saturday at the moment here. But please come out and have some fun. Like just say hello and get to know you a little better.
And I don't want to prejudge anything, but in a few minutes, you might have a liquor license, I know, for the event.
No liquor license, all right.
So here, we'll get you a copy of this.
Hey, Mike, can I just say one thing on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce? I'm the liaison to the Chamber, and I just want to say thank you. You guys all of you have been such fantastic proponents for the Chamber, for local business, and not only are you a member of it, I know you've led it before, and just so involved and always supporting other businesses and the community and our residents. So thank you so much for all the continued support and enthusiasm around so many of the different events too.
Well, thank you, and I actually didn't go through my plug of the other local businesses that are helping out for our event. Please check out off the flyer on our webpage. They are listed there. We've got raffles and gift cards coming from a lot of local businesses too. That just trying to make sure we keep the community going strong, and the viable way of doing it is keeping a strong business community too. So.
Great.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I wasn't proposing this. Okay, at this point in the meeting, I'm going to open it up to public comment, and I'm not going to discourage public comment on the theater building point. I know some people are coming out to speak to that tonight. We're going to go through the board meeting, the board agenda, which is not that long, knock on. But, and then we're going to have a committee of the whole, we're going to talk about the theater. If anyone wants to, they could speak, but if you want to speak about the theater, I just ask if you wait till we get into the committee of the whole meeting, which should be in just a little bit, so. Is there anyone on this side that has any public comment? But if you can't stick around and you want to comment on the theater building, it's just there'd be some discussion that we'd have that might be helpful. But is there any public comment on this side at this time? Seeing none, is there any public comment on this side? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to reports to special committees, please. Trustee Cote?
I would like to make a motion to approve corporate warrant dated September 23rd, 2024, in the amount of $2,676,045.64.
Second.
The motion was made by trustee Cote, second by trustee Kaluzny. Any highlights or anything you want to point
Yes,
out?
this one contained $625,000 for 2024 street improvement program, and 3 different households took advantage of the flood mitigation program, totaling to $9,000.
Any questions or comments from the board about the corporate warrant? Okay, seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Cote?
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee Nearmatsu?
Aye.
Trustee Gilhuli?
Aye.
Trustee Kaluzny?
Aye.
Motion passes.
On Sunday, September 15th, Officer Edward Weisgerber and K-9 Sire and probationary officer Ramon Pendoja, I believe I pronounced it right, were at the First Responders Day at Brookfield Zoo. It is well-deserved, and thank you to all of our first responders. What you do means the world to us, to our residents, and we are very fortunate to have such great departments here in Brookfield. Regarding DPW, forestry, I had to attend to 11 different trees in Brookfield, having to remove 6, trimming 5. Our streets departments have been very busy with alley grading, and the utilities department was busy assisting with lead water service line replacements and identifying unknown services. As always, if you have issues in town, the best method for passing this off to DPW is via the C-Clicks Fix program. You can access via the village website, or you can download the app onto your phone. Regarding the library has a lot of upcoming events. Please check their website for their scheduled events. This week, they are fighting censorship, and they are hanging out at Prairie Avenue train station, handing out banned books in paperback all week long. So please go see them and get a book that is supposedly banned. And so you can find out that it's really okay not to ban books. Food pantry, if you are in needed assistance with food, we do have food pantries in town. The Share Food, Share Love Pantry is open tomorrow, every Tuesday evening from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., and they're always looking for help. If you would like to assist with something for the greater good, please inquire about their volunteer opportunities. If you're a veteran and you're looking for mental health assistance, you can do so via the Jesse Brown VA Medical Center. Please call 312-569-6177 to start with enrollment. If you are struggling or you know somebody who is struggling, please call 988. If you're a veteran and you are struggling, call 988 and choose option 1. Unfortunately, we are losing 22 veterans a day to suicide, and we need to help that stop. The VA does have a national coaching into care program where they have licensed psychologists and social workers willing to talk to you by phone, free of charge, to help you guide through the VA system. The Veterans Assistance Commission of Cook County offers help and other options for veterans throughout Cook County. You can find links to them via the Brookfield website. You can click on community and then community support resources, and you will find more links for veterans. And if you do not have access to the internet, please go to the Linda Sokol Library, where you can check out a computer and get access to the internet there. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Cote. Trustee Gahuli, Chamber of Commerce?
Yes, there's a lot going on, especially this weekend, as was noted before. The Hitzman 120-year anniversary celebration, as you just heard about, is happening this Saturday. Also, the Art Fest in Kiwanis Park will be going on all day. Also this Saturday, lots of different activities to do for kids and families and artists, and there'll be a chalk art contest, there'll be food trucks and all kinds of stuff like that. So should be a really great day. The farmers market will be going on at the same time every Saturday morning through 1 p.m. And then the duck race, I will just throw out there again because we can't mention it enough times. Also happening on Saturday. In addition, we have a ribbon cutting for a new business. This is Crestway Classic. It's a flooring and remodeling company. They're on 8858 47th Street. Their ribbon cutting is at 2 p.m. So if anyone can make it, everyone is welcome to attend that. So we welcome them to Brookfield. Also wanted to say we had a ribbon cutting, it was about a week ago, at the Share Food, Share Love Pantry for the new community refrigerator, which was really fantastic. And Juan from Beach Avenue Barbecue gave a really wonderful and moving speech in opening up that community refrigerator. It is full of fresh and frozen foods, and it is just packed. So it is open. The door opens at the food pantry there. It's right in the entrance. It opens automatically first thing in the morning, and it's open till, I forget what time, maybe 7 p.m. maybe. So that fridge is stocked. So if you know anyone in need who's struggling a little bit, struggling to meet their grocery bills or needs some help, send them on over. It's free. Also, just a couple more things. The 60 to Win raffle has started. They sold all of their 1,100 tickets this year. So there's chances to win cash prizes every Thursday. Last Thursday was the first round of winners, which I do not have the list for, but I'll get those in for future meetings. You can follow those live, either at Joe's Saloon on 47th Street or on Facebook. They do the whole live, all the picking of the numbers and the names every week. So that's gonna go on throughout for the next few weeks. So there'll be some wonderful and lucky people there. Also, last thing, the Kris Kringle Market is going to align with our holiday celebration in town. That's December 7th. So mark your calendars now to save the date for December 7th. That Kris Kringle Market is going to be here in Village Hall parking lot. They're still looking for some local vendors to be part of that. There's also the mug design contest. If you remember the holiday mugs from last year, those went like hotcakes. We're looking for local designers to do that. And Annette Pardon from Fill My Jar, I believe I don't know if she did the design last year or she's running it, but you can go to brookfieldfarmers.com. They are, Gina Shernow, who runs the farmers market, is also doing the Kris Kringle Market. So go to brookfieldfarmers.com. That's the website for that. And you can find everything you need to know about the contest and about being a vendor for the market. Their next meeting is October 21st on the lower level of the library, and those start at noon. And then that's it for the Chamber of Commerce. I just have two other things to note. One is the Brookfield Aging Well Group, who serve the older adults in the community, is sponsoring a special event for our seniors this Thursday at Cantata. It's the First Responders event. So our Chief Caravilla will be there. I'm not sure if Chief Adams will be there as well, but you'll get a chance to meet our chiefs in person, ask questions. They've got some great presentations to go over safety and all kinds of things that will help you as you're aging well in your homes. So if you want to be part of that, they are taking some RSVPs for that. It is on Facebook, and if you need to know a little bit more about that, I'm happy to talk to you after the meeting today and give you some more details of how to sign up. And there are flyers also available on the village website for that as well. And then finally, the Proviso Township Mental Health Commission, Riverside Township Health Commission, and Lyons Township, which all serve our community. They all have mental health commissions that will provide resources for seniors, for anyone with disabilities, anyone with substance abuse disorders. It really kind of runs the gamut. Tons of support available. All of those websites are available through the village website under the community section of the website. So if you know anybody that needs assistance, you can direct them there. That ends my report.
Thank you, Trustee Gahuli. Trustee Hendricks, Planning and Zoning.
The next meeting, we'll be hearing one case this Thursday, the 26th, at 7 o'clock in this room.
Thank you. Trustee Ketchmark, Administration, Economic Development.
The Economic Development Commission met last Wednesday morning. There was discussion for a property improvement grant for 9039 Monroe. This is the building where the loft is on the corner. There are new owners there that bought the entire 5-unit building. The commission approved the grant with the recommendation to increase the scope to include the facade improvements for all 5 units, more than the 3 units that were asked for. So that will be coming before us next meeting. There was initial discussion on the theater building by the commission. It was recommended that the commissioners set up times for viewing the inside to get a good perspective on things. And then locations were discussed for the business incubator program. The commission had agreed to recommend outside space versus inside location for that. This should be coming to us by our second meeting in October to discuss. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Ketchmark. Trustee Naramatsu, Parks and Recreation.
I have a couple of recreation program announcements. So the Village Parks and Recs Department holds day off camps for children for the upcoming holiday weekends in October. So you can register for those on the Parks and Rec Department website. There's a couple adult sports, indoor sports starting soon, pickleball, volleyball, and basketball. So you can also register for those on the Parks and Rec website. Those should be really exciting. There's, I think they're all being held at S.E. Gross Gym. Elliott Park improvements are moving along according to plan and in line with timeframes. And the OSLED grant for Creekside Park was submitted on time by September 13th. The community center feasibility study survey is out and due September 25th. I took it last week or this weekend. And it's very short, but very detailed. So I highly recommend everyone take it. It will give us a good idea of the needs and wants of the community. And then my last announcement that the duck race is on September 28th at noon. You can watch at the Washington Avenue Bridge, which is where they will dump all the ducks into the creek. And then the canoe launch is where the finish line will be. So not at the farmer's market, not at Brookfield Avenue Bridge, at the canoe launch is the finish line. I just also wanted to shout out the Brookfield Women's Club for all their support in selling ducks throughout the spring and summer. It's a lot of hours at farmers markets and music on Grand and other events. Mary Viscassel and Patty Chimera have really led those efforts for the duck race, but the Women's Club have helped man all those events for us. So thank you to them. And lastly, it's the last Music on Grand on September 28th as well. So the headliner is Hello Weekend. It should be a fun day, and if the last one was any indication, it'll be really busy. So get there early. And that ends my report.
Thank you. Trustee Kaluzny, Conservation and Beautification.
Yes, thank you. The Conservation Commission hosted their annual Meet the Creek event this past Saturday, and they had a really good time. A little bit slower this year, probably because of the heat and weather, but better than raining. So I think everyone had a really good time. They had about 30 volunteers. The zoo sent a crew of 8 staff, as well as King Scholars to assist. And then I'm going to wow you with some fun fish facts. There was the first yellow bass that they were able to catch from the creek, a log perch, which are good signs of good creek health, if you were wondering. So continuing to do the cleanup and seeing these different fish species come out. So not only are people checking out with kayaks and canoes, but we have volunteers that are super fish experts, and we'll pull things from the creek and have aquariums for people to view and see kind of, what else is living there, which is pretty cool. The creek was really clear, and we had a dip netting activity where they caught a lot of good species that are indicators of improved water quality. So there's my fish facts and water report for you. And the Conservation Commission, their next meeting is tomorrow night, where they'll be focused back on sustainability plan next steps, where they've been really focused on getting Meet the Creek going. So tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. here at Village Hall for the Conservation Commission. The Beautification Commission has not met since our last meeting, and their next meeting is not until November 5th at 6:30 p.m. That ends my report.
Thank you, Trustee Kaluzny. In terms of my reports, as Trustee Cote mentioned, I wanted to thank Brookfield Zoo for hosting the First Responders Day and recognizing this important group of people. In terms of the WCMC, our next meeting, the annual meeting, which will also include the executive board meeting, is this Friday in Rosemont. I will attend. There will be a meeting that day as well as the annual dinner. I think, are you going, Katie?
I am.
Trustee Kaluzny is joining me. So I'll report back after that meeting about the WCMC and Solid Waste Agency. So that ends the reports of special committees. At this point, I'd entertain a motion to pass the omnibus agenda.
So moved.
Second.
The motion was made by Trustee Ketchmark, second by Trustee Kaluzny. Roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Cote?
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee Nearmatsu?
Aye.
Trustee Gahuli?
Aye.
Trustee Kaluzny?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Among the several important items on that was you can now have an alcoholic beverage if you want to go to Hitzman's on Saturday, so. And at the art festival too, there was for the art festival also, so. We do those things all together on the omnibus agenda. We do have one item to regular business. At this point, I'd entertain a motion to pass a resolution to award a contract to Pentegra Systems for boardroom audio and visual equipment upgrade in the amount of $44,750.
So moved.
Second.
The motion was made by Trustee Nearmatsu, second by Trustee
Hendricks.
Hendricks. Tim or Steve, you want to just provide a little tease as to what we're getting with this boardroom upgrade?
Absolutely. I want to thank our management analyst, Noah Reif, for spearheading this project through RFP collection, issuance, and review of submittals. The AV boardroom upgrade was identified in the village manager's office budget goals for 2024 We had 60,000 budgeted for allocation of this project. Identified to improve communication and transparency to the community and public, as well as identifying that some of our equipment is past its useful life, to include our sound system. Staff microphones are over 15 years old, and they can often either provide inconsistent quality or simply go out and need to be repaired. Our current video streaming system requires staff to put a man behind the curtain, if you will. So Noah is in the next room doing the filming connection for Village Board and Committee of the Whole.
Room is very generous. He's in a closet.
It's very excuse me. So this project will allow reconfiguring that so that staff can manage and control the filming from inside of the boardroom itself. And that would allow staff liaisons to additional commissions to provide filming of those commission meetings. Right now, they are not done, and that's because there's a constraint because of the configuration of how it needs to be set up and done. This slide just shows a visual that was included in our RFP to just kind of designate how our room is set up. All vendors were welcome to come in person to look at all of our equipment configuration, meet with our IT contractual, ask any questions prior to submittal. We received 3 proposals through our process. There are additional details within the board memo. Ultimately, Pentegra Systems did provide base bid cost under budget amount. So we will be able to work with Pentegra to meet all of our needs, that priority needs that were identified in that RFP, to include replacement of our sound equipment, reconfiguring for audio visual within the boardroom itself, as well as updating our projector visuals to television screens that will allow for better audience viewing and Board of Trustees viewing for all presentations. Pentegra meets all of these priority goals for the project under base bid. As an alternative, companies were welcome to submit cost proposals for a dais voting system that would integrate into our agenda management system. Ultimately, the value did not meet the cost associated. So it was recommended and in support of our IT company that we remove that from the project scope of work. The request here is to award a contract to Pentegra Systems. Again, their submittal meets all of our priority goals within the scope of work. It comes under budget, and they had positive references, and our IT contractuals in support of the company overall.
Thank you, Stevie. This is something very exciting. I mean, it's separate from being able to, with very small staff, to have someone have to stay in the back room during the meeting or the back closet during the meeting. And oftentimes Noah, or you were doing it before, have to present during the board meeting, so this will allow for more efficient use of staff. But I think the new screens is what I'm most excited about, because right now we have these display screens, and they're kind of set up so both the board and the audience can see them, but it's not ideal for either. The new proposal has 4 televisions with 2 that could kind of face the board on each side and 2 that face the audience on each side, with a swivel arm so we could move them out and back. So as we struggle to look sideways and you struggle to look sideways, we'll actually be able to have panels that will face you and panels that will face us, so you can see some of the audiovisual presentations that we do. So any questions or comments from the board?
I appreciate that we'll be able to take video of some of the commissions as well. Thank you for putting this together, to Noah.
Any other questions or comments from the board? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Cote?
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee Niramatsu?
Aye.
Trustee Gilhuli?
Aye.
Trustee Kaluzny?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. What's the time frame on that now that we've passed it, approximately?
Once we do contract award, they'll give us lead times on hardware equipment. So depending on that schedule for equipment delivery if needed, and then we run into early voting.
Sure.
We'll have the project done by end of year. It's a 2-week from start to finish estimate, but we wouldn't start it until after delivery of equipment and early voting is finished.
And that's a good point to bring up. This will be an early voting site again for the November election. We feel it's been very helpful to have voter turnout by having this as a site. We've had very good turnout all the years we've been doing it, so it will be an early voting site for Cook County, so. Okay, thank you, Stevie. Tim, anything manager's report?
Yes, just one quick item. As has been already mentioned, it's going to be a busy weekend. I'm going to make it a little bit busier. On Sunday, if you're so inclined, Toyota automakers will be filming a commercial in the Eight Corners area at the down by Tischler's. And they're going to be using Broadway. They're going to be using Tischler's parking lot. They're going to be using the street, both Sunday and I believe Tuesday, the 29th and the 1st of October. So if you're so inclined, you want to perhaps get on camera, maybe even hear from me, you might want to go down there and maybe you'll get a quick shot. Camera. So it's exciting. We hope it'll work out well. That's it.
All right, thank you, Tim. That ends the items we have on the village board agenda, so it's 7:01 PM, and I'd entertain a motion to adjourn the village board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
The motion was made by trustee Cote, second by trustee Gahuli. Roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Cote?
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee Nearmatu?
Aye.
Trustee Gahuli?
Aye.
Trustee Kaluzny?
Aye.
Motion passed.